My name is Brandon Feldkamp, and for my project this semester I chose malware. There are many different types of malware. I'm going to go over a couple of the top ones right here. Botnet is a number of internet-connected computers communicating with other similar machines in which components located on the network computers communicate and coordinate their actions by command and control, or CNC, or by passing messages to one another. Adware, the least dangerous, most lucrative malware. Adware displays ads on your computer and kind of just annoys you. It just gets in the way and slows your PC down. It doesn't let you do anything else. Spyware is software that spies on you, tracking your internet activities in order to send advertising back to your system. There's viruses. A virus is a contagious program or code that attaches itself to another piece of software and then reproduces itself when that software is run. Most often this is spread by sharing software or files between computers. You have a worm, a program that replicates itself and destroys data and files on the computer. Worms work to eat the system operating files and data files until the drive is empty. You have the Trojan, the most dangerous malware. Trojans are written with the purpose of discovering your financial information, taking your computer's system resources, and in larger systems creating a DOS attack, denial of service. There's Rootkit. This is one like having a burglar hide in your attic, waiting to take stuff from you when you're not home. It is the hardest of all malware to detect, and therefore to remove many recommend that you wipe your hard drive and reinstall everything. Backdoors are much the same as Trojans and worms, except they open a backdoor in a computer, providing network connection for hackers and other malware to be installed. There's keyloggers. Records everything you type in a PC, and they can gather your username, password, and logins to sensitive information such as banking, personal accounts, work accounts, domain admin passwords, pretty much anything you need username and password wise. There's also ransomware not listed. It's kind of like those pop-ups you see on your computer when the FBI wants $200 from you to unlock your account. People actually pay for those for some reason. Alright, how does malware spread? Malware can spread from emails. People can hack your accounts and send emails to everyone in your contacts. Those are those annoying emails you see from your uncle or your aunt that don't make any sense. Just don't click on them. Sometimes it can spread through network drives and shares if someone on your network gets a virus. For instance, last year the company I just joined was hit with crypto locker, and someone on the network in Citrix had received an email that they didn't know who it was from. They opened it up and they ended up losing work for 6 days, and they were locked out. This was pretty bad. So this year, or shortly after that, they implemented OpenDNS and some other stuff to prevent crypto from happening again. Shortly after, it did hit again, but since they had the right things in place, it only took them 2 hours to recover versus the 6 days. There's port scanning, where people try to obtain access through things such as SSH and using other accounts found from keyloggers or brute force attack. There's a lot of different malware that exists in Facebook and Twitter and social media, things like that. You see something that looks too good to be true, or somebody posts something that looks ridiculous, just don't click on it. It holds malware. There are many different ways to detect an attack using IDS, or intrusion detection systems. It is now known that when there is a heavy network traffic or odd network behavior, it can be an attack happening. IDSs are set up to help prevent those and notify you if things like that happen. There are things such as Snort and other antivirus, anti-malware softwares. Snort has many rules built into it to check for odd traffic on your network that is coming between switches, and it'll alert you via email, or you can have it send you or shut down those ports. Anything that may be weird, you can customize Snort to fit your network and what you want to be notified for. If you see odd behavior in a network where computers are getting pop-ups and random sounds are coming on, they don't know where it's coming from, they probably have an attack on the system. some examples of internet detection systems, or intrusion detection systems are HIDS and NIDS. Um, NIDS, network intrusion detection system, are placed in strategic points or points within the network to monitor traffic to and from all devices on the network. You get HIDS, host intrusion detection systems, run on individual hosts or devices on the network. It monitors the inbound and outbound packets from the device only, and will alert the user when the administrator when suspicious activity is detected. So, you can an example of a network intrusion detection system would be Snort. It's an open source real-time traffic analysis. So examining a capture, if you think something is in your network, you can run a snort on a packet capture. If you get a something weird network activity, you can capture that traffic and run snort on it and run it against the rules you have set up. And it will make a list of rules for you that were broken, or in their snort's terms, fired based on the traffic information. Then you can take that and examine the TCP traffic that took place between the intrusion, or the IPs in the port that fired and the rule and snort. Now that you have the stream of the TCP traffic, you can use a file carving tool to find any executables that had been exchanged or transferred during that time period. An example commonly used file carving is Foremost. You can run it and it'll stream you right to the file. Makes it pretty simple, so you can then take that file and find out where it was placed, and run it against anti-malware, antivirus software, and it'll tell you what kind of file that is. So I did an example from a file from Wireshark, and it was a basically a DNS attack of some sort, some sophisticated malware. So you can see a lot of TCP traffic, and it flags it. It's a suspected frame. Wireshark's a pretty powerful tool that you can use to examine a span of packets in and out, and you can filter through them. It's really nice, and you can see in these examples there's different flags. It's like, suspected transmission, retransmission, spurious transmission. Those don't necessarily mean that they are bad, but it could indicate trouble or potential trouble. It can be a good helper in finding potential problems. Data was sent again usually and had already been acknowledged, which is something, it's a needless retransmission, but something might be trying to get information. And this is the, I got this out of here with just by finding the TCP traffic. TCP traffic, or telnet traffic, is sent one packet at a time. So these two pictures down at the bottom represent like the last packet with the information that was telnetted across from IP, from the source to the destination. With Wireshark, there's a real neat tool. You can do a TCP stream, and then it'll pull it all together. In this image here, you can see this is exactly what happened. They changed the directory to C, and they got all the information about what's on the C drive, subfolders, everything. They tried to do a ls-la, and it wasn't a recognized command, so it exited out, and that was it. Wireshark's a great tool to use. Foremost is great for carving, and Snort is also great to notify you of things on your network that you don't want on there. Malware's crazy. It's real crazy. It's really cool to read about this and learn about it. It's really neat. It's important for everyone to understand that the steps of discovering how to trace an attack. It is just as important to put the tools in place to help prevent and notify you of an attack to prevent loss of important data. There are several tools available for preventing and detecting attacks that should be used in protecting your network. It is important to keep everything up to date because viruses change and get harder to detect every day. I determined Wireshark is a very efficient tool for analyzing and filtering traffic. There are a lot of filters you can use to help you analyze and break down the traffic and save you a lot of time if you have some key information about what's going on your network. So hope you enjoyed my presentation. If you have any questions, feel free to pass them on.